Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm meteorologist Brandon Lashik with you tonight on this Monday edition of FSU Weather. So let's start out by taking a look at Doak Campbell Stadium. Had some showers and storms pass by a little bit earlier ago, but the skies have cleared up with that sunshine heading towards sunset. Currently sitting at 88 degrees with that southwest wind at 8 miles an hour. And temperatures right now are looking to be around the mid-80s, upper 80s in Tallahassee and Quincy, and even mid-90s, 96 in Bainbridge, 94 over in Valdosta. And the radar is showing some of those storms that have passed by earlier through the evening and have since exited and died out a little bit. So storm coverage is decreasing this evening. But tonight on FSU Weather, we're looking at the heat wave that is dominating the U.S. right now, bringing very high temperatures and high heat indices to the country. We'll be talking about some heat safety tips on what you can do to beat the heat, and severe weather is persisting in the northern plains and Midwest. All that and more on FSU Weather. And welcome back in with this beautiful shot of Doak Campbell Stadium with those high cirrus clouds in the sky right now. And we see today our temperatures, which are not coming in again, but today we reached a high of 95 degrees, which is inching closer to that record, and our low was 74 before sunrise that happened. And so that's around the average a little bit, but we're definitely feeling that heat for sure. And so here's our temperatures again, reaching 93 over in Madison, and a little bit cooler by the coast, 82 in Crawfordville, where that rain has been so far. And if we look at our dew points as well, we can see that moisture from those storms. I mean, 81 in Crawfordville, so that place would have gotten rain, still pretty warm and pretty muggy as well from that moisture. 75 in Tallahassee, and a little bit less, 72 over in Donaldsonville. And the heat, that is the story of tonight. Currently, our heat indexes are looking to be 105 in Bainbridge, 98 in Tallahassee, so it's pretty high throughout much of the region. So our radar right now is showing those storms that have died down a little bit as we head toward the evening overnight hours. They have moved toward the south from that sea breeze and those outflow boundaries that kicked off that convection. A little bit of a storm right now with some lightning over east of Valdosta and west of Fargo. And from our wind speeds, we have that southwesterly flow that is bringing some of that warm moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, helping kick off and feed some of those storms in the area. For the overnight hours, we're going to be seeing temperatures not really going below mid-70s. I mean, 77 Tallahassee, 75 in Monticello, a little bit warmer by the coast, 78 over in Carabel. And for tomorrow morning, as my cute little cat is going to suggest, his name is Beryl, he's going to suggest walking your dog in the morning before that heat kicks in. No, not real much of a chance of showers in the morning, but that heat will be kicking in 11 a.m. at 87 degrees. So go early and bring some water with you. And for tomorrow, for the next 24 hours on the radar, we see storms die off into the overnight hours and then kick back again tomorrow from that sea breeze. We have a marginal risk of severe weather in the southern Georgia and southeast, Alabama counties. And for tomorrow, our temperatures are going to be kicking right back up again. There is no relief, it seems. 93 in Tallahassee, 94 in Bainbridge, and those showers are going to be a possibility tomorrow as well. And we have also been issued an excessive heat advisory for the region that is in effect from tomorrow 11 a.m. up until 8 p.m. tomorrow. So with heat indices reaching possibly 105 to 110. But as we go into the next 7 days, here's that chance of rain tomorrow. And as you go toward the weekend, it gets hot. 98 on Friday, 99 on Saturday is going to be the high, and the chances of rain are minimal, scattered showers possible with possible sea breeze convection. Now I'll stick with you again for the southeast. Here's that live look of some cities around the southeast. Bowling Green, Kentucky, 96 degrees under clear skies. And New Orleans, not Los Angeles, Louisiana, excuse me, is 91 degrees under some cloudy skies and some possible rain down on the horizon, not really sure, but keeping it warm no matter what city you go in. Miami, 88 as well. And our temperatures throughout the region were 97 in Montgomery, a little bit cooler, I mean not really cooler, but a little bit lower, 88 over in Miami. So it's in the mid-90s, upper 80s, no matter where you go. And we also have that moisture as well like I said earlier, that southwesterly flow from the Gulf of Mexico, bringing all of that moisture into the atmosphere. And with that moisture, coupled with those high heats, we're getting these very high heat indices. 111 up in Memphis. That's brutal. So we'll be giving some tips a little bit shortly on how to stay safe and beat that heat a little bit. And as we go on for the radar, not too much going on as we've seen in the past week or so. Some scattered showers and storms throughout Florida. Like I said, they're a little bit in the Big Bend region, a little bit out in the Gulf of Mexico, and a little more showers and storms down by Miami. As we look at the water vapor, you can see that upper level high pressure that is bringing all of that flow all the way down, so that clockwise rotation in the atmosphere, that is what is causing this big ridge and those high temperatures. We'll show you that a little bit more later in the show. But for the wind speeds throughout the region, we're seeing, again, all that moisture is being brought up from the Gulf of Mexico, so wind speeds looking to be around 11, 10, around that region. And into the overnight hours, temperatures, much like our local area, are not going to be getting past lower than mid-70s. 81 in Nashville and 79 over in Little Rock, so it's pretty hot no matter where you go. But over in Tampa, we see temperatures into the mid-90s for the next 3 days. And for tomorrow, temperatures again will be reaching those mid-90s and possible touching the hundreds. I mean, we see 101 over in Charlotte. Now I'm going to be passing off to Winique to talk about the national and what is causing this massive heat ridge.
Thank you, Brandon. As Brandon mentioned, this severe heat that we have going on is truly the story of the day. We're seeing severe heat and heat indexes all across the nation. And thankfully in Tallahassee, we're not too hot, but we are still seeing that heat. Right now we're sitting at 88 in Tallahassee. Our neighbors in New Orleans are sitting at a nice comfortable 83, but you can see in Atlanta, 95 degrees in Atlanta right now. So it's very, very hot, and we'll get into more details, as to why that is and how to avoid that heat moving forward. Now for this heat index that we have, again, those temperatures are reaching those triple digits. 101 for a heat index right now in Dallas and 100 in San Antonio. Now it's a little cooler in the northwest. You can see our friends in Seattle and Billings, we have those heat indexes at 57 and 66. That's because that cold front pushing through. So we have a cooler temperature trend in the northwest right now, but in the southwest and the south, we are looking at hot temperatures. Now for our national surface chart, as I mentioned, we have that cold front pushing through. So you can see it pushing through right now, and we'll have that cooler, drier air behind that front. But right now, that high pressure system is really sitting over the Atlanta area. And so in the south, we're seeing the effects of that high pressure system. Now, for our water vapor, you can see that we have that low right there, mentioning in the northwest. And so we can have that cooler weather right now and that low and that trough. But you can see that high that we have going through that ridge, we have that weather kind of riding that ridge and going down to the south. So in Tallahassee, we are seeing a cool down because of that rain that we had today, but it won't be too cool because we are still seeing those very, very high temperatures. Now for our storm outlook, right now we are seeing a non-severe marginal risk in the Tallahassee and the Big Bend area. But that's a different story. If we push forward towards Chicago, we're seeing enhanced and moderate risk moving forward for that storm outlook for day 1, which is today. But for our Midwest radar, we have some active weather going on. We can see some showers right now pushing towards the east, and you can see that active weather going on right now over towards Minneapolis, and we see more active weather right now as well. Our friends again in the northwest, Great Falls and Billings, you see some showers pushing through. However, the good story is for them, they're not seeing that severe heat, so that's not too severe for them. Now for our northwest radar, we have some severe thunderstorm watches and warnings. So let's take a look at these color-coded sections right here. So in that pink area, we have those watches for severe thunderstorms. In those orange areas, we have those warnings. So you can see we have that in the Cincinnati area, and we also have those storms kind of lingering in that Midwest area, But if we look at our storm outlook for day 2, we're going to see more or less the same story. Non-severe and marginal risks for the south and southeast. However, we're going to see some slight risks right now in the Washington area, and as well in the Chicago, Denver area. Right here in that yellow area, we're going to see some marginal risks, but nothing too severe for tomorrow. Now for Wednesday, more or less the same story. We're not seeing too severe weather, so we'll have that marginal and non-severe risk again for Wednesday for much of the southeast. Now for our active alerts, we're going to talk about first, because we have a lot of alerts going on right now, that fire weather watches and warning, excuse me. So you see that bright pink area right here over Texas and New Mexico. We want to make sure that you're staying active and safe. Do not light any matches, no bonfires, gender reveals. Avoid that at all costs because we do have that excessive fire weather warning. Now for our excessive heat advisory, we want to make sure that you also are weather aware and making sure that you're taking care of yourself in this hot climate. So we have that jet stream pushing through, and you see that high pressure system and that hot heat index over the southeast, and you can see that jet stream push through, and that high pressure system move towards the east coast, and you can just see it's going to get hotter and hotter as the days progress. Now for our overnight forecast, in tomorrow's forecast, we're still sitting in the 90s, and it's pretty warm throughout the southeast and the nation, but we're going to push through and talk about I'm sorry about that. We're going to talk about the Saharan dust that we have pushing through right now, and that's going to cause some dry conditions and a slight delay in that air quality that we're seeing in this Texas and Louisiana area. So we're going to be aware of that as well. And for our drought monitor on the west coast, you can see right now we have some severe drought possibilities going on, and then we see as well, we're going to see that in Texas, it's going to be very dry, and we're going to see possible drought conditions moving forward. Now for tomorrow's heat index, sitting at the triple digits in New Orleans, 102 in Tallahassee. So again, it's very, very hot, but we have some heat safety tips for you. And just to make sure you're safe, be sure to never leave your people or pets in your car. Drink lots of water before you're thirsty, and make sure you get lots of electrolytes. Be aware of all your local heat warnings, and limit your time outdoors into the early morning and the late evenings, just to avoid that sun and to make sure that you're not outside in those peak hours of the day. Another tip that I have for you is to make sure you are dressed lightly and you're not, in a heavy coat, or you're making sure if you do need to wear a coat indoors that you're dressing in layers so you're not caught outside in that severe heat. Now, as we move forward through the week and we progress, we will continue to bring you updates and weather-aware alerts, just to make sure that you are aware of these heat indexes and advisories, and you are staying safe throughout the days. So now I'm going to pass it to Brandon for a look at our local.
That's right, yes, we're going to bring it back home with this lovely shot of Doak Campbell Stadium with that sun heading towards sunset. As I keep saying, it's just beautiful right now. Besides the heat, just the sky right now is beautiful. The heat is definitely not beautiful. But 88 degrees where we're sitting at, mostly cloudy skies, and that southwest wind at 8 miles an hour. And throughout the region, temperatures haven't changed too much. 96 in Bainbridge, still in the upper 80s, mid 90s mark. A little bit cooler by the coast, where hopefully that water is helping, the marine effects are helping cool the atmosphere just a little bit. Storms have dwindled down throughout the evening, and we'll expect to do so as we go into the overnight hours, with one pop-up storm and a lot of lightning right now over east of Valdosta. But the next 24 hours, we'll have another possible severe threat for the southern Georgia counties and southwest Alabama counties, with that marginal 1 out of 5 threat, as we have some pop-up storms from the sea breeze are expected to rise up from that sea breeze and that southwesterly wind flow. And as we go into the rest of your night tonight, we're seeing temperatures will go down just a little bit, so will your rain chances, and we'll see 80 at 10 p.m. and 82 over at 9 p.m. So they're slowly go down for you as you go into the overnight hours. But as you go into the 7-day forecast, we see rain is going to be our main story for tomorrow, as we have the sea breeze storms. We have Thursday and Friday are going to be ramping up that heat. So 98 on Friday, also 99 on Thursday. And so if you like us, you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSUweather. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/FSUweather. Also, hope you're watching right now live on YouTube, so youtube.com/FSUweather. And as well on Instagram. We love to see you DM us some pictures of the weather you find out locally. And have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.